Hi guys, this is Ron Beyer, Golden Harvest Agronomist for Northwest Iowa. I want to talk to you today about some of the challenges that we've got raising our corn today, and that's primarily corn rootworm. It's been an issue in this area for quite some time, and I have personally received many calls on that so far this year, both on the corn acre, but also on the rotated acres as well. So let's dive back into some of this, look at the biology of the corn rootworm itself, and see if we can get a handle on what might be going on. Some of the larvae that you see are actually coming back similar to this, looking like this over here. These larvae were starting to arise already sometime around the middle of June, first part of June, coming out of the soil, about the same time that we see some of the lightning bugs flashing. They would feed for roughly 2 to 3 weeks, go back into the soil, pupate, and now we're actually seeing some of the beetles come back out. In this case, we've actually got two distinct different type of beetles. We've got the northern corn rootworm right here, which is kind of a lime green color, and then we also show the western corn rootworm back over here, kind of the striped olive green type of color. So two distinct different types of corn rootworms, but the damage is basically about the same on both of those. The larvae itself is actually causing some extensive damage, specifically when they're not protected. In this case, I actually saw a field where I was digging this back up. This is from a corn-on-corn situation. Saw two complete nodes directly taken off on this one. Extensive damage, and this is a traded product without a corn rootworm insecticide. So what we're trying to do is actually rely on just one mode of action. Based on some of the management structures, I think we need to take a look at more than one mode of action to actually give ourselves a little bit better control. So my concern going forward, not necessarily with the numbers that we're seeing in this field. This field, as you see behind me, is basically just about starting to tassel. This one I think should be fine. This is a corn-on-corn field with insecticide. My concern going forward this year, what about all of those fields out there that were late planted corn? When the beetles that emerge in this field get done feeding right here, they are actually going to be looking for something that's a little bit more succulent, a little bit greener in color prior to tassel. They're going to actually pick up and go to some of these later planted fields, and the concentrations I fear in some of those fields can be very heavy. If I'm a grower, I want to monitor the number of beetles that I'm seeing, not only in this field but also in some of the later planted fields. If on those late planted fields we start to see a lot of silk clipping, that gives us an indication that we've got a lot of beetle damage back out there, pretty high concentrations that we may need to monitor and at least control before they start wrecking some of the pollination. So going forward, like I say, keep a close eye on some of the beetle pressure that we've got. If we see more than, say, one beetle for every other plant going across the field, that's actually the economic threshold, and I think we need to go ahead and think of some different management structures that we can look at going forward to manage some of the corn rootworm beetles in the future. So whether you're going corn on corn or corn on beans, let's put together the best comprehensive management plan that we can going forward, that we can maximize our overall yield potential. Once again, I'm Ron Beyer, Golden Harvest Agronomist. Good growing.